All right. Welcome to holiday yoga. So, this is all about just finding what works for you, taking a little bit of time just for yourself to move your body, to move yourself around, to feel good. That's really the whole point of this. So, it's not about trying to get fancy, it's not about trying to do anything wild or crazy. This is just about taking half an hour, moving your body and feeling good while doing it. So today we're got 30-ish minutes max, maybe less than that. We'll see how we feel. We're actually going to get started standing today. So find a nice standing position, feet about hip distance where it feels comfortable, not too wide, not too narrow. Give your legs a little wiggle, let your arms relax down to your side, allow your shoulders to relax. And if you feel safe to do so, you can let your eyes close. If that plays funny with the balance, then just let your eyelids relax and then let your eyes just relax. So maybe your gaze goes a little soft, a little unfocused. As we're getting set up here, make sure you've got water handy if you need it. Any props you might have, like a chair, blocks, a strap, a blanket for us when we close with some shavasana. Just take a moment and breathe. If you need to sigh it out. If it's been a day, if you need to breathe in, bring those shoulders up, breathe out, drop everything down, do that. Just take a moment here. Maybe bringing a hand to your body. Do you need to kind of feel that breath a little bit? Do you need to find that connection? Good. And as we feel ready, I just want you to start moving the body. So maybe that's a little wiggle side to side. Maybe we start rolling the shoulders. Maybe that's a little dance, whatever that might be. Maybe we need to kind of shake it out. Whatever feels good, whatever feels appropriate. Then we're going to take another nice deep breath in. Let's bring those arms up and overhead and just start to reach the hands up toward the ceiling. I want you to get into that nice big side stretch. Make a little noise if we need to. And just find that nice little gentle side to side. If you want to make it a little bit bigger, you could bring that elbow down towards the hip as we find that nice big reach here. Good. We're going to bring both arms up and overhead. I want you to slowly send those elbows wide. Find a moment here. Feel that nice big stretch. Feel that chest open. Feel the shoulder blades come towards each other. And then nice and slow, we're going to bring the hands back behind us. And so we're going to draw the shoulder blades towards each other. So hands can come together. Hands can kind of hold like this. If you really doesn't feel good, grab a towel, grab a blanket, grab something. Bring that back behind and use that to kind of anchor the hands in. What we want to focus on is where can you bring those hands so that our front of our chest opens, that the shoulders open. That's what we're looking for. So that's why it's always helpful to have like a towel or a strap or a band. Even if you have an exercise band, that will work. Good. Release the hands. I just want you to take a little twist side to side. So let your arms kind of float. Nice little tap. We're not whacking ourselves here. I want you to find a little bit of a twist, a little bit of a turn here. Good. Back to the center. Let's draw that right arm across or left arm across, whichever feels good. You want to drop that ear towards the shoulder. Good. And then release, little wiggle here. Let's bring that opposite arm across. Same thing if you want to drop the ear towards the shoulder. Figure out what we're doing here. Good. And then relax, take a moment, wiggle those arms out. Coming back to standing, let's just take a moment to pay some attention to our feet. We kind of started at the top. Let's jump all the way to the bottom. So we're just going to roll into the toe. So we're lifting the heel, kind of like a little march back and forth, other than our feet. The balls and toes of our feet are going to stay on the floor. So find that back and forth here. Good. Bringing the feet flat, and then we're just going to heels planted. We're going to lift the toes. So we're kind of stretching that opposite side here. Good. And then we're going to come to the ball of that right foot. Let's find some circles here into that hip. Wonderful. And then balls of that other foot. Find some circles here. Wonderful. Good. We're going to step the feet. Think shoulder distance here, hands to the hips. Let's find some hip circles. So, what does that look like? So, from the side, if you want to find a little hinge, send that rear end back, press the hips forward, take some circles here. Notice how my knees stay nice and relaxed. We're not locking things out here. I want you to feel fluid in that movement as we move around. Good, because now we're going to switch. Take that circle, swing it around in that other direction. Good. All right, we'll come back to center. I want you to step your feet as wide as you feel comfortable. Kind of let your toes come out a little bit. Hands are going to come to heart center. Find a nice wide squat here. Now, I may take these socks off because they feel a little slippery. So just be mindful that you feel like you've got some nice solid footing here. So chest is going to stay tall. It's like we're sitting straight down. Knees are going to come out towards the toes. We're opening up into those hips, that inner thigh, the hip flexor. Hands can come down if that feels better. Keeping them to heart center doesn't feel good, bring them to the hips. Maybe you let them slide down the legs. Feel a little relaxed here. Good. I want you to find that little bit of a squat hold. We're going to bring that shoulder to the center. Wonderful. And then opposite shoulder to the center. Use this time to press those knees open. Good. Back to the center here, nice and slow. We're going to step the feet back to the middle. And again, want them a little bit closer here. We're going to come into some chair. So inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, hands to heart center. We're going to sit the hips back. Now you can sit back low into that chair. It can be a little bit like you're sitting on the edge of a bar stool, whatever works. And then we're going to inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale to chair. Sink it down and hold. Good. One more time. Inhale, reach those arms up. Exhale, sink it back and hold. Good. And then standing up, take a moment, wiggle it out, pull up the pants if you need to. Good. So again, find that nice standing position. So feet about hip distance apart. Both arms are going to come straight out in front of us here. We're going to start with that right hand, draw it all the way back. Open it up. So our hips are still facing forward. All that's turning is that chest. Good. Half circle, bringing that arm up and around. And then we're going to take that opposite arm, draw it all the way back, open up that chest, up and around. Good. Here we go. Drawing that right arm back, big twist, up and around. Here we go to that other side. Nice and open, big stretch like you're reaching through those fingertips up and around. Awesome job. We're going to go one more time to each side. Big reach. So again, if you want to reach through those fingertips, find a nice bigger stretch or not. Always an option here. Last time. Nice big stretch here. Good. Bringing it up and around. Take a moment. Let's circle those shoulders up and back. And then switch, circle those shoulders forward. Good. And then just take a moment here. Good. We're going to make our way to all four. So we're coming down onto our mat here. So as we come down onto the mat into a nice tabletop, we want the hands underneath our shoulders, bringing the knees underneath our hips. Let's start with some cat-cow. So we're going to round through that spine as we come into cat. Tailbone comes up, chest forward as we move through to cow. So take your time here. Let yourself just breathe as you move nice and slow here. So cat tonight is feeling really good to me. So I'm just going to hold here for an extra count. So you don't have to follow me exactly. If you want to just keep moving at a nice steady pace, keep moving at that nice steady pace. I love that. But I want you to take your time here. Find what feels good. Oh, and if all of it feels good, if all of the moving and the climbing and the lifting boxes and packages is starting to catch up with you, then then by all means take a little longer and something if you need to. So let's come back to staying on all fours. I'm turning to this long side of my mat because we're sending our leg out to the side. So we're gonna start with that right foot coming out to the side. Left hand's gonna stay on the mat. We're gonna bring that right arm up towards the ceiling and then reaching it underneath the left arm, reaching to that opposite wall. So even if that's all we've got, even if that's all we got, that's what I want to do. Or you can bring that hand behind the ear and find a little bit of movement. What we're trying to do is get into that spine, into that upper back that has a tendency to be a little bit tight. Get into those shoulders and just find some movement here. Take it nice and easy. Breathing this whole time. Remember to breathe. Good. All right, we're going to bring that right hand down. Right leg is staying out. We're just going to find a gentle rock forward and back here. Taking it nice and easy. And just to show we're just moving it slowly. So if movement doesn't feel great, then just find maybe this hold here. If you want a little bit more into that stretch, you're going to drop your hips back, kind of like child's pose, but we're keeping that right leg extended. Maybe you come onto those forearms, but let that stretch make its way all the way down the inside of that right leg. Get that inner thigh stretching. And from any spot, if you want to find that little bit of movement, find that little bit of movement here. Or find the hold. Whew, my inner thighs are tight today too. My hips have been tight, so it's not really a surprise. All right, we're coming to that other side now. So we'll start with that left leg out. Right hand's going to stay down. Left arm comes up. Let's find our movement. So again, wherever that is, maybe hand behind the ear, and we're bringing that elbow towards the opposite arm. Whatever that range of motion looks like, go with that. If this is different on this side, that's okay. It's pretty common for one side to feel a little tighter than the other, or one side to feel like it's got a little bit better ease of movement. Good. Bringing it back to center here. Let's find our rock on this side. So just being mindful because we're looking for that stretch to the inner thigh. Where do you need to adjust so that you're getting the best stretch for that? And again, bringing those hips down and back if you're ready. Finding where it works for you. Challenge that stretch. It's okay to find a little discomfort. It shouldn't hurt. It shouldn't be painful, but find where maybe you want that challenge tonight. If you don't, keep it simple. That's fine. Love that for you. Good. We're going to bring those legs through. We're coming to seated here. Now, if you've got a towel or a strap or an exercise band, I want you to grab that and just have it handy. Give yourself a moment here. So we're going to start with that right leg out. So you're going to turn towards that right leg, reach the hands down. Now, here is an option where if you want to, you can grab your towel, a blanket, strap, bring it around the bottom of that foot, using that to pull your chest towards your leg. That's going to change up how you feel that stretch down the back of your right leg. Now, it might do a little, it might do a lot, especially if you struggle to get your hand to your toes or you feel like you can't feel very stable as you reach down there. Then use the strap, use the towel, use that for a little stability so that maybe you can focus more on adjusting that chest so that you get a better, deeper stretch down the back of your leg. That's all we're looking for. We want it all the way down the back of that right leg, all the way up to your hamstring, maybe even the bottom of your rear end. That's what we're looking for. And all this time that we're tinkering with it and adjusting, I want you to breathe through that stretch as well. Breathe into that space. Good. All right, we're taking it to the other side and same thing. So if you've got a strap or a towel or a blanket or even a shirt at this point, Bring it around the bottom of the foot, bring that chest towards your foot. So maybe that helps you remind you to keep your shoulders down, keeping that spine nice and long, bringing all of our focus and attention to the stretch. And it's okay if on one side you wanted to use the strap and the other side you don't. Again, just because we're doing it the one stretch on both sides doesn't mean you have to do the same thing on both sides. Good. And again, just always breathe into that stretch. Once you finally settle, once you finally feel good about where you are in that stretch, that is your invitation to start breathing into that space, breathing into that. Taking your time here. Good. All right. And then we'll coming to the center. Let's bring the bottoms of our feet towards each other. Start to bring the heels in. Let the legs relax. So here is an option if you got blocks or pillows nearby. If your hips feel especially tight, bring some blocks underneath your legs. The further out you bring them, the more space is going to give you the varying degrees of support. That's what I was searching for. So again, it's going to get that inner thigh stretch. It's going to get that hip stretch. You want to bring that chest forward. That's going to deepen things a little bit as well. Again, if this is a movement night, find that little bit of movement. That might feel good tonight. Maybe we just are in a headspace and in a body space where sitting still is just not for us. That's okay. We have those moments. And there are certain practices on this channel that are really great for those sit still and just breathe nights. And then there are practices that are better, like tonight, when you just need to get the wiggles out, when your body is just holding on to too much and you just need to move, even if that's finding a little flutter in the legs. Keep it gentle. We're not trying to take off here, but if finding what works for you will help you stick with it. Good. All right, we're going to release the legs. Take a moment, find a couple of circles here with those feet. All right, now we're going to roll onto our back. Now, if you've got that strap or blanket or something or towel or something, keep that close because I'm going to give you an option to use that as well. So as we roll ourselves down onto our back, I want you to bend the knees, walk those feet back towards you. We're going to start with some flowing bridge. So feet are about hip distance. Knees towards the ceiling as we roll the hips up, feet press into the floor, I should say. So rolling it up and then roll it back down. Take it nice and slow here. Use your breath. We're going to take it into our bridge hold. So press the feet into the floor, hips towards the ceiling. If you want to squeeze those inner thighs towards the center, again, if this is I need to move kind of night, that's a great option. If not, then just focusing on bringing the hips high as you feel good about. Nice. We're going to roll it all the way down. Bring both knees to our chest. Take a rock side to side. Roll out the low back a little bit here. If we've been doing a lot of sitting or sitting on the floor or being in weird positions with her, regardless of, it's been work related or we're holiday decorating or we're making cookies or whatever it is, we may be putting our body through some stuff that we're not used to. So using this as an opportunity to stretch things out. So we're going to bring those feet back again, hips about legs about hip distance, back to that flowing bridge. So a lot of what this holiday yoga is to try to counteract some of the unusual activities we might be doing, giving ourselves a chance to find a little calm amongst the chaos. You may notice that there's no music on the classes, and that might feel weird. Most of us are used to practicing yoga or some sort of workout class with music, but it's been intentional. I want you to focus on your breathing. I want you to focus on being present in your body and in the moment. Good. And we're going to find one more bridge hold. Bringing those hips up. Take your time here. Good. Roll the hips all the way back down. And again, let's bring the knees into our chest. This time we're going to circle it out. So keeping the legs together, let your knees draw a nice big circle here or a small circle, whatever, again, whatever you can do. And then we're going to switch. Let's take that circle, go in the other direction. Good. All right. So we'll bring the feet flat for just a moment. So if you've got a strap, and we're going to do a reclining pigeon, so or figure four, kind of the same thing. So we're going to bring that strap around the back of that left leg. Right leg is going to come across the top. And then we're going to use the strap as we lift that left leg up and off the mat. Right leg towards our chest. Maybe gently press that knee open or whatever feels good. So the strap is really just a wonderful way to help support bringing that leg towards our chest. Now, sometimes, especially as women, if we've got a big chest, we've got a little bit of a belly for anybody, maybe your chest and your belly, not specifically to women, or maybe our hips are just really tight. And so reaching through the legs doesn't feel accessible. I love using a strap for that particular purpose to just feel into that stretch just a bit. Take a couple of deep breaths in and out. Your body's going to thank you for all this, I promise. Good. And then relax. Take a moment, wiggle those legs out. We're going to bring that strap to the opposite leg. So back around the right leg. We're going to cross that left over the top. And same thing, bringing that foot up. Taking a moment, maybe pressing that hip open. We're just using that strap to bring it closer to our chest here. And breathe. And don't be afraid to breathe noisy. I mean, I suppose it depends on where you're practicing your class tonight, but it might help. It might help to sigh it out. It might help to puff that air out, especially if it feels a little challenging, a little difficult. Let yourself find that breath here. Love that. Perfect. Good job. And then we'll release that and bring that over to the side. Bring the, again, kind of that bridge pose, but we're going to find a little bit of rocking side to side, some windshield wipers. So hopefully this encourages you. That I'm just having trouble with words tonight. My brain needs to relax. My brain needs some rest and some sleep. So hopefully you'll see this as an opportunity that it's okay if your practice is less than perfect, if your practice needs to be child's pose or laying on your back. Good. Let's bring those feet nice and flat. Take those arms up and overhead. Let's find that nice big stretch here. A couple of wonderful big deep breaths in and out. And as always, we're going to close with some rest and relaxation, some Shavasana. So if you feel more comfortable laying on your back, go ahead and do that. I want you to find a way to get comfortable. So if that means grabbing a blanket, it means grabbing a pillow, if it means putting on some warm socks, whatever feels good to you, that's what we want to do. That's how we want to kind of settle in. If you want to come back to seated, if that feels better, if you want to lay on your side. Again, the whole point of this last pose, Shavasana, is to find that space where we can feel calm and relaxed. Can you relax your forehead? We're going to unclench our jaw or let the jaw relax. Eyes closed if that feels good. Just a couple of slow breaths in and out. Doesn't necessarily have to be deep. Can we relax through the chest? Our belly relaxes. Our legs relax. Our arms relax. Just allow yourself this moment here with that relaxing breath, that slow breath, calm, at peace. Can you take a moment and say thank you to yourself? Thank yourself for either all of you who joined me live or any of you watching the replay. Thank yourself for taking time to unroll that mat, throw on your comfy clothes, press play, and do something for half an hour. Can you find some love in your heart for your body? That it moved you around. It didn't have to be perfect. It didn't have to look a particular way, that it just moved you around tonight in this half hour practice. Thank your body for moving you around. And I always like to close with thanking each and every one of you. Thank your virtual classmates. So whether you were here live, pop something in the chat if you like. If you are watching the replay, feel free to make a comment if there's something else you would like to see in our holiday yoga series. We still got a couple of more of these left, and I'm enjoying doing them, so we may continue after the new year. It just depends on what everybody wants to see. So if there's some particular class, some style, some theme that you would like, pop that in the comments, and I will do my best to accommodate all of those. But close out this time that you took for yourself by going back into your day, the calm, relaxed person that you are. Again, I am so grateful for each and every one of you who have joined my holiday yoga series. I hope you're loving them. Share them with a friend who might also enjoy a little gentle movement, because that's what we're all about. And I will see everybody next time.